Hello and welcome back to Italia. As you can see to the left of me, everything is now starting to grow pretty nice. This is the green corn coming up pretty well, and then clover as well is starting to grow. So everything is now popping up. It's the next in-game day from my last episode. And what we're going to be doing in this one is we're going to go and mow field 48, and if we've got time we'll also try and bale it up. That's the aim anyway. It's going to be a big job because obviously it's a big field. It's our only grass field, so we're going to do bales of silage, 5,000 litre bales, and then what we're probably going to do is keep quite a few of them, but we don't need that many. We'll probably sell the rest of them. We'll have a look what the best place to do. We can take some to the BGA. There's two versions of the BGA. There's the one that you don't have to buy, but obviously it doesn't give you as much money, and then there's the other one that you can buy. Yeah, and then that gives you more money. So we do have some options. So I think I'll go clockwise around this field. But yeah, it's going to be a big job, and also pretty interesting because it's not fertilised as well. That's the one thing that I neglected to do. As you can see, this is the grass field. I put grass on, so yeah, it shows up. So pretty much the only thing I've not done is fertilising. It's really poor fertilised. We spent a lot of the last episode using Courseplay and doing contracts for fertiliser, which got us about 24,000. So that's not bad at all, but we obviously neglected fertilising our own. Field 26 is fine because when we planted it, it did fertilise at the same time. Field 25 though, we need to sort that out in the clover field, and then after we've mowed this field we'll probably want to put something on. Now I haven't got hardly any manure or slurry. It's not even worth doing that. It's probably going to be something we have to do with the solid fert. However, the solid fert, the only tractor I can use at the moment is the one that I'm currently in, and the main reason for that is because I pretty much haven't got a tractor that we can put narrow tyres on that looks anywhere near good. This tractor just looked completely wrong using narrow tyres, so I think we're going to have to do something about that. I think we're going to have to get another tractor, even if it's just really cheap and tiny, just for the sole purpose of doing some solid fert and maybe the sprayer as well. Because we have got solid fertiliser, we've also got herbicide, liquid fertiliser, and we've got a sprayer tool. So if we get something that we can pretty much just use it for that sole reason. Now I don't want to be messing about with swapping one of my tractors already. I do like the three tractors I've got. I think they suit this farm perfectly in this map. So whatever I decide to do, it has to be an additional tractor, and I don't want it to be too much money. We have got a loan that I'm paying about, I think it was about £280 in total, the interest, so it's not bad at all. It's not like it's crippling us, but I don't want to be getting any more loans. I'd rather just solely focus on getting something that's cheap and cheerful just for spreading fertiliser, basically just for narrow tyres, and it doesn't look ridiculous as well. It's actually really difficult to see the front mower when you're on an angle like this, because I'm pretty much on a slope, quite a big slope here. So yeah, so I don't know how long this is going to take. This is a big field, like I said. I couldn't get any bigger mower with this tractor. This is pretty much maxed out for the horsepower, or just under, something like that. So I can't be messing about and getting any bigger mower, even though it would be easier, especially one that can windrow up at the exact same time. And then all we need to do is go over it with a baler. Now I haven't even got a wrapper and baler combination, so I'm going to have to obviously mow this, windrow it, bale it, and then wrap it. So I don't think, to be honest, I'm going to get all that done in this episode. Not unless I cut a lot of it out, put a time lapse in, maybe some form of like mini montage, whatever you want to call it. But I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to do that, and I do want to do a bit of farming myself now. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think Overdrive is absolutely excellent, especially with Courseplay, and it is really useful if you want to do more than one thing. But when there's just the one job like this, the one field to work on, it's pretty much something I should focus on myself, and I do like doing the baling. Mowing is one of the best parts of the game, really. I mean, everyone's probably got their own preference, but my preference has always been, I like baling. I don't mind doing pit work every now and again. I wouldn't like to do it every time. I do want to mix it up with some bales. But I also like spreading slurry. Always have. And I think that got a lot better, obviously, when the newer system mod came out. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see how many bales we get, because like I said, this is a big field, really big. And if we haven't fertilised it as well, I'd probably make a note of the amount of bales, sorry, that we get when it's completely no fertiliser on the ground. And then we'll actually see when, maybe by the time it grows again, we'll get it fully fertilised and just compare the difference, just to see what this field yields with no fertiliser, but lime, it's its perfect state. So lime's right where it should be. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see the difference between no fertiliser and fully fertilised. I do like the texture of the grass though, especially when it's fully grown like this. Definitely some serious mowing we've got to do on this field. I mean, I was tempted to fill up one of the pits, but then I thought the one on the farm that I've got, definitely want to use that for maize silage. And that's what we've got the green corn for. And then I was looking at this one down here where I've got my potato washer and potato sorter. And I was tempted, but then I also thought I might store potatoes in there when we obviously kick off with the potato harvest and we try and upscale it. Definitely got everything we need for the first year. Can't really do much else. I mean, I'd probably like another field for profit, to be honest. I think that, yes, we've got the canola, we've got some corn coming, or green corn for the silage purpose. But money-wise, I think it's only going to be the leftover potatoes that we sell and sort out, and then the canola. So yeah, it would have been good to have another field. Looking at the size of fields as well, you'd have to say that field 19 and 20 stand out. Maybe field 18, if we could get that chunk there. I mean, that's 365, that's 238, so you're talking a fair whack of money for that. I mean, there's nothing stopping us from taking out a big loan for that and just starting off with a bit of debt, but obviously upscaling, and then we can sell it in the first year, all the profit, maybe do soybeans. Like I said, soybeans is pretty good. In fact, it's really good. The amount of grain you get, and also the price of it, and the fact now with straw meat you can obviously have the straw, the soybean straw. It just makes it really profitable. So we could actually get them 3 fields and just fill it with soybeans from a loan, and then repay as much back as we can after the first year, so we can reduce the interest rate that we're going to be paying on it, which is pretty much what I'm looking to do in Challengton. I'm thinking of getting the 2 biggest fields on that map and do some soybeans. I also want to do CCM on that as well, so I don't know if I'm going to be doing CCM on this. I think I'm going to focus more on the wash potato side, maybe using a bit more of the Grimmy DLC pack. We could even get a bigger potato field than what we've got now. And yeah, trying to make a bit of money as well from the potatoes. I think that might be a good idea. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a time lapse in early on. I think it's a good idea to get a time lapse in whilst I'm doing the mowing. And then I'll look at how long probably the video's gone on for, see and determine how long the time lapse might be. And I might cut back in when I'm doing the baling, or I'll cut back in as I'm doing the windrowing. It really just depends how long it takes me to do this.
I've been feeling focus till you came around, came around. All this time, you're the only reason I'm not chasing highs, chasing highs. What is love? Lately I've been wondering just what is love, what is love? I don't know, no one ever showed me, I've been on my own for too long. But if you hold me now, let me into your heart, maybe I can start to love again and tend to my scars. Can you show me how? Can you love me without you fly? 'Cause
Right, so welcome back. There's been a few changes. So obviously I finished off mowing the whole field. I also set a worker going to do Courseplay with the windrow. So I thought I'd follow behind, do some baling. And it all started off pretty well, but then I noticed that the baler that I currently had was not doing the 5,000 litre bales that I did obviously expect it to do. So then I thought there's no point in me having that baler, so I may as well sell it for the I think it was like valued at £35,000. And I might buy one that's got a wrapper on just to make things a little bit easier for us, make us a bit more productive. So yeah, so I did that, not an issue at all. And then I bought another baler. It was around 55,000, and then noticed that the bales were tipping down the hill, and obviously with this hill, some of these, yeah, they're going to fly about. So I thought it'd probably be better to get this pottinger instead, which I had to pay an extra 10,000 for second hand. So we're down at around the 47 at the moment after I sold that baler, which isn't too bad at all. Sold the baler and the wrapper, so 47,000 is pretty good really. But the good thing about it is when I drop this bale now, it should just lie flat, which is what we want. So we are down on money a little bit, but it's not too bad. Like I said, I've had to sell some equipment to do that, to get us to where we are, but it was equipment that I'm not going to pretty much use now. It really doesn't make sense. We have got a few bales in the field, but they're only 1,500 because that's for some reason how that, and for the first baler that I had started off at, so I expected it to be 5,000, but it started off at 1,500. So we'll probably just feed them to the animals straight away. And the bales that have obviously fell down, I think the last 3 that I did, will pick up anyway with the auto load. It seems like a couple of them are catched down there and one's just gone into that yard. But no, I thought it would be more productive anyway. It makes more sense. It's a big job. So yeah, it just makes more sense. It really does. I think I might go around on the row now, just because it's getting a little bit difficult to turn. The reason that I sent him on the up and down rows first is I just thought it made sense for me to put the bales there initially. Missing bits. Because then the actual guy going around on the... Yeah, the guy going around with the windrow wouldn't hit any of the bales. That was the plan anyway. But so far I've noticed that these are going to be 6,000 litre bales and we're getting quite a lot. There's going to be a lot of grass. So we'll probably leave them in the field to ferment. It really does make more sense. And then when it's all fermented, we'll obviously make the decision of when to sell them. But God, this is going to take me a while. And we should get quite a good chunk. And if we do sell them at the BJ, we'll probably claw back a lot of money. Definitely made me realise how big this field is. It's definitely up there with one of the biggest grass fields I've worked on in the game. I usually tend to stick to the traditional English style, you know, medium to small fields, so yeah, this definitely is quite vast. Now, I do like this baler, I really do. I've got it on Challenging, but what I do find is it misses bits. The pickup isn't the easiest on it. I mean, this going uphill here, it's going to be a challenge, it really is. And also, dropping the bale off will be interesting. At least it doesn't roll. I mean, imagine if I hadn't got this, it would be flying all the way down there, probably at the other field. So going uphill here is not a very good idea, so we'll probably, when we finish this row, and we've done the up and down rows, yeah, the headland will carry on going clockwise, not anti-clockwise, because this is just it's too much to ask. So I'm just looking at some of the stats. It says it's got 307,000 litres, which is a hell of a lot. It really is. Silage wise, I mean, you can only imagine what you could sell all that at the BJ. You'd get a good amount anyway. Because I do know that this is my most powerful tractor, but with this baler I'm struggling. I really am. But I think when I'm looking at all my fields, and even if we did get an extended loan and bought the other fields to do some soybeans in, for example, the only pretty much reason I'd need a more powerful tractor is to cart. Mainly then I'd need a more powerful tractor for this baler. So it is something we could probably do if we make a hell of a lot of money from, whatever we decide to do in the end. There is good possibility with this grass field to do silage at the BGA and some other things. But I think as well, a harvester's going to be needed, because that harvester's alright. It's fine, but it is on the small side, and after I've used it the once, I'm probably going to look into getting a much more modern model with a bigger header, because yeah, it's going to take a while with that one. But I wanted to start off with it because it is an Italian brand, and that's why I wanted to do it. And if we need to get a bigger tractor, we'll have a look to see if there's any tractors that have got still that Italian brand. And I do know they have a few New Hollands in Italy, so we could maybe look at the T8, or even The T7 depends. I mean, probably the T7 would be more suited. T8 is on the big side. But, and I do like New Holland, always have. But I just don't see it as a John Deere farm, put it that way. So I think we're doing alright for bales. I mean, it's much easier now that they obviously are there and they're just standing up instead of rolling away. I think with a field like this, it's a must-have. I mean, I do have the mod that pretty much makes all bales just a lot more heavier in the field, so it stops them from rolling, but it only works with the standard bale type. So with this being Maize Plus and all the Maize Plus bales, even though it's grass silage, it is named differently, so because of that, it doesn't work with them. So the only thing it actually worked with on this playthrough is actually just a normal hay round bale, or a round straw bale. Right, so I'll crack on with this and I'll probably cut back in when I'm a little bit more done. I'll just keep jumping in and out because obviously it's going to take me a while, and we'll see how far I've got. Right, so there we go. I am cracking on with this. I really am doing a good job of flying through it. It is taking a while though, I'm not going to lie. I could definitely not have put all this even in a time lapse. It probably would have gone over the 30-minute mark. It is a big job, but we're doing well. And these are some big bales, 6,000 litres, and they're coming off. I'm just trying to think how many bales I've done. We could have a look at the stats. So I've done 40, which when you think about it, isn't bad at all, to be honest. 40 bales is pretty good. It's 6,000 litres. I think 2 of them are actually 1,500. Maybe 3 actually, because I can see one down there. So yeah. So I'm just on the last, pretty much the last headland now. And if you think about it, 40 bales in this field, when it's got no fertilising, it was pretty much just nothing, is yeah, it's promising. Because if we actually fertilise this now, straight after, we can't put slurry on it, like I said, or manure. We'll probably put some solid fert on. So I'm just actually trying to think of how many bales I'll need, because I do want to think about what to do with like the plan, the money plan, let's say. So the options are obviously to get a loan, buy them fields, do some big farming, some arable farming, maybe some soybeans, something like that. But then there's also the idea of getting a better tractor, something a bit more powerful. We also need another tractor that does it's pretty good for narrow tyres. Some of these are long-term thinking now. I think the narrow tyre tractor is more of a short-term one. It's probably the most important one to achieve, and sooner rather than later. But I'm just trying to think as well, because if this field's giving off 40 bales, sorry, 300,000 litres, no fertilising, obviously that's going to be a lot better when we do apply some fertiliser. And then if we mow it twice in a year, and we could use the clover for hay maybe. We're not going to need all that. I'm just thinking, if I've got this many bales now, we probably only need about 10 currently with the amount of animals I have. Maybe 10 clover hay bales, for example. And the rest can all go in the BGA. And if we fertilise it as well, we're going to have a lot. We really are. So yeah, there's definitely a possibility to make quite a bit of money here. I have got to come back and do that bit there. I've missed that. There's some bits as well lying around that I'd probably want to tidy up. But I am nearly at the end of this field. We'll definitely leave them in the field to ferment. And then probably because of the amount that there is, it'll have to be an auto loader job. So yeah, definitely some promise. There's 45 bales now. Let's say that's 35 to sell. We fertilise it. That's going to give us a lot more. And probably mow it again. Could do silage again as well. So we're going to have a good income. It's making me think that I could probably get a big loan, to be honest, and then after I've done all the soybeans, for example, if that's what we decided to grow, which I think it probably is, and then sold all the straw from that field, from them soybean fields, and then did some serious silage in the pit for the maize. We could also sell the majority of that because we're not going to need much, and then 2 cuts of this field where we probably sell, let's say, 75% of the bales we make. I think we'll make a killing. I think we'll make some good money, and we'll be able to repay whatever loan we get, or at least a good chunk of it anyway. So it's definitely a good plan, I think, and I think it's the one I'm going to aim for. I'm probably going to actually do it. Take out a loan, buy them 3 fields that I was thinking about. We could get the soybeans in the ground pretty quick. Let me just have a look. Because soybeans you can start planting now, so the temperature's not right yet, so it's actually perfect timing for it. We could do it. We could do it all in the next episode. Right, so there we go. That's the field all baled up, all mowed, and we've done quite a lot. And it's obviously made us realise the potential that we've got with this field alone, never mind that big clover field, and obviously whatever arable fields we end up deciding to do. So I'll look at the numbers now. I'll just quickly get off the field, park up, have a look at the numbers, see what bales we've got. We need to leave them in there to ferment anyway. They're probably going to take a while because I'm running a bigger season's length on this playthrough. So yeah, 72 hours. So they will take a while. We can leave them there anyway. But if we just quickly have a look at the stats that we did, you can see from there that there's a lot of bales. You can see the 3 that were just grass bales. Right, so we got 52 bales and on a field that has no fertilizer, so you can't complain at that at all. Definitely not. So I've been playing on this for 2 hours and 48 minutes. That's how long it's taken to do all that. And obviously set up to record and everything. So we'll keep 10. We'll sell 42 at the BJ. We'll probably take them and load them over. Should be a good idea. But let's first of all just calculate how much these fields. So that's 365,000. And then we've got 238. So that's like 600,000. If we add another maybe 50,000 to that, I'd say 650. That's pretty much where we need to obviously get a loan now. First thing I want to do before I do that is just actually have a look at what's in these fields. So it looks like there's a big field of green corn, another big field of canola, and actually a big field of alfalfa. So that is interesting. We could probably keep the canola in field 20, and I did fertilise this. I remember doing a contract on that, and I think I did one. No, I did one on 17 and 5, I think it was. No, or was it 2 and 5? I think it might have been 2 and 5. So we can definitely keep the canola in field 20 because I think that's going to be fertilised. But 18, 19, I think I might replant because we definitely don't need alfalfa. And even though I'd like to keep the green corn in 19, but I think we'll get enough from 26 for our pit and May silage, and we're going to sell the majority of that anyway. We're not going to keep much in the pit. We'll sell pretty much, I'd say about 75% of what we get, so I don't think we need that. I think it's a good idea to just cultivate these, just straight cultivate them. Right, so there we go. I've now got a £750,000 loan. I did obviously just get 650 then, but I already had 100,000. So we're going to have to make it our mission to, repay these loans. So we'll buy 18, 19, and we'll buy 20. 20 will keep us canola. We'll do some precision farming sampling on it probably in the next episode and with these two. And we'll get cultivating these. And we'll just have a look at the state of this. It is a bit less work now. We've definitely shorten the work. Canola should be still good money. I know that I said soybeans is pretty much the best, but canola's very close as well because it's good money. 1900 there. Soybeans is obviously a lot more. It's at times anyway, so there's a really good peak in soybeans. But canola's definitely good money, and we can still get straw from that as well. So field 20 canola we'll leave as B. We'll just do some sampling of it so we can get some information for precision farming. And then 18-19 we're going to have to recultivate all these fields, these 2 fields, and then we'll replant the soybeans, because hopefully in the next game day we'll hit the 10 degrees mark and we can get the soybeans germinating at least. And then I think what we've got going there is some really good potential with the potatoes and the sorting, with the amount of grass we've got and the amount of clover we've got. Because we've only got a small amount of animals, we're not going to get much milk, so we don't really need to rely heavily on that income, which in turn means that we don't have to put much money or much feed, on the animals, so we can sell it. And probably the best way to do that is BGA. And the good thing about the BGA is you do have access to it even if you haven't purchased it, but by purchasing it obviously you get a bonus with the income that you can generate. So yeah, it's definitely a thing to do. We're going to make some serious money hopefully, and we'll have to make it our mission to pay back the loan that we just got. But I'm going to leave the video there. It's definitely been productive, and I think it's opened up a good possibility and a good plan going forward on this map. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. That really does help my channel out. And if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos on Farming Simulator. See ya.